Hello, I just dropped something. Hello, you guys. Oh my goodness. Hi. How are you all doing? My goodness. Hello. How are you guys doing? Okay, we are live. Hello. Oh my goodness, I already have a comment. Who's commenting? No one's commenting. Oh, I commented myself and pinned the comment, so that's fun. Hello, everyone. My name is Patty McLean. I normally go live about 6:30 a.m., but I took a PTO day today. Actually, I had to take a PTO day. I was bumping up against max PTO that I can accrue, so I thought I would go and plant today. So that's what I'm going to do this afternoon after I do this video. So you might be thinking like, why are you putting makeup on before you go out? Because I like to test things and I want to see how our new stick eyeshadows, which are right here, I want to see how they hold up to hot weather. So it's going to be 80 today. And so as soon as I'm done here, I'm going out in the thick of it and we are going to plant some things today. So first of all, one of the tips that I would like to say to you on how to look and feel younger when you are over 60. I will be 60 in a few weeks. I am 3 months actually to be exact. I will be 60, and so after that one day I'm past 60. So here's my recommendation for looking and feeling younger and looking younger especially is embrace your age. There are many things that are exciting and good about growing older. So whatever, hey, hello everyone, say hi when you're hopping on. And don't forget to love this video, comment on this video, and share this video to your network. And if you win, I have a box of collagen for whoever gets into the drawing. This is a $64 value. I'm giving it away in May. Okay, so embrace your age, right? Tell me in the comments one thing good about growing older, right? And I'm going to tell you there are a lot of things about growing older. All right, so that's my tip number one, super easy tip. Tip number 1A, I guess, would be to hydrate. I have all my notes here so that way I can like remember to tell you everything. Is to hydrate. We know that skin prep, as you grow older, skin prep is super important when we're older, because what happens is the hydration. We lose so much hydration. I'm really finding that recently, like usually I can really control the hydration in my skin. But lately it's been super dry, and I don't know why it's been super dry because I haven't changed anything. Maybe I need to up my hydrating mask more than like every other week. Maybe I need to do that and exfoliating every week. Maybe that's what I need to do. So hydration is the issue. And when our skin is drier, you know that these wrinkles and fine lines show up more, and they're super hard to keep makeup in place in those areas. So hydration, moisturize is the key. I've already done that. I did that about 2 hours ago. The next thing is a primer. Hold on, I just gotta bring this over here. Okay, so a primer, as we know, this is a hydrating primer. We also have a mattifying primer. If you have oily skin, this still has hydrating properties in it. It has snow mushroom, which is a great hydration from nature, but hydrating primer. So I'm going to use this primer, and I'm going to concentrate it mostly in the areas that are most dry and my problem areas, which are these 3 areas right here, and a little bit of this, and then I'll just smooth it out, right? I would put it in those places where I really need that hydration, and we're just going to top it here. So this is tip number 1. Make sure you're hydrating. You're using hydrating primers, moisturizers, all of that. And as you can see, I already have a glow to my face. And that is the thing, right? When your skin looks dewy, you look younger. And then what I like to do is I like to set it with my setting mist. I don't know. I don't know if that like makes a difference or not, but it feels good. And so that's what I like to do. So step number 1 is to make sure that you celebrate your age. Again, put something in the comments that you can celebrate as you grow older. Tip number 2 is to make, or 1A, is to make sure that you are hydrating your skin. Use a hydrating moisturizer, use a hydrating primer, and that's, first of all, it's going to make your makeup lay smoother, and it's going to fill in all of those fine lines and wrinkles to provide a base for your base face, okay? All right, Tip number 2, we're going to talk about the eyes for a second, because as the eyes are a window to the soul, they also show your age. That's one of the things that shows your age, the like how people can tell: your hands, your neck, and your eyes. So I recommend, as you can see, a primer or a concealer. As you can see, I have a little bit of discoloration here on my eyes. I'll just close both of them for a second. As we grow older and this skin gets thinner, those blood vessels, the darkness, all of that begins to show through. So what I like to do, when it's really, I don't do it all the time, but when it's really noticeable to me, I take an eye primer. Now you can use an eye primer or you can use a concealer, and I go all over the lid to the brow, because that is where the discoloration is, right? So what that does is it covers up some of that, or most of it, actually, for me, most of that discoloration, and then you can come back in and you can set it if you'd like. I don't always set it, but you can set it if you like. Hey, hello everyone, say hi when you're hopping on. Tell me one good thing about growing older. That's today's question. All right. Especially over the age of 60. So we're just going to set a little bit. We're going to put a little bit of powder over the top. Find a translucent powder, which means it's not going to change the color of your eyelid, right? All that did was set what I did. All right. Okay. Now, when you're doing your eyes and you're over 60, number one, you know me, there are no rules to makeup. No rules at all. You wear what makes you walk into a room and say, hello, queens. The queen is here. Hey, Debbie, how are you? The queen is here. So make sure that you're doing that. All right. You wear what makes you feel confident. These are just guidelines for me. I have a piece of hair there. Guidelines for me. So if it's an everyday look, will I go bold some days? Yes. But today we're going to go neutral. And the reason we're going to go neutral, I said earlier, is that I want to see how long these last in the sun. So we're going to go neutral. We're going to use these 3 mood struck stick eyeshadows, and then we're also going to use the liquid eyeshadow in the color Reverent for a little bit of shimmer. And here's why, friends, all the new colors that came out are sold out. I wanted to use this one, but it's not available, and Reverent is pretty close to that. So if you want something similar to this color right here, which is called Enthusiastic, then grab Reverent, okay? And everything that I'm using on my eyes is in the comments. It's in there's a link there, okay? All right, so let's go ahead and use these. So what I like to do is I like to use a lighter color here on the brow bone, and that's just going to help hide that hoodedness from my eyes. It's going to push the hoodedness forward so it looks like I don't have it. All right. So we're going to take this brush and just add a little bit of this brown color called Precipitous. Yep, that's the one I want to use. And we're just going to keep our eyes open, and in a straight line, we're going to pull this out to this brow bone. This is a trick I learned from a makeup artist. And then we're going to take it into the crease, open our eyes, and kind of go on a windshield wiper motion. When you are using powders, it would be best to do your eyeshadow first because of fallout. And if there's a lot of fallout onto your cheeks, then it's easier to clean up with your foundation or your concealer. Okay, we're just going to windshield wiper that in there. Need a little bit more on this side. Start with a little and build up to what you like. And then you can go on. It's really hard to take away. So like you see that this one's lighter than this one. So we're going to add just a little bit more to this one. It's a little darker than I wanted, but it'll be pretty neutral. Once I get everything on, it might not look as dark. Debbie, are you working today? So these are my tips for embracing 5 tips for makeup and skincare over the age of 60. Number 1, embrace the 60, right? Embrace it. I am so happy that I'm going to be 60 in a few weeks. And here's why. I have some friends that I went to high school with. They didn't even make it to 50. And so I am blessed that I'm making it to 60, right? I mean, it may change in the next few weeks. Who knows? But I'm super blessed that I can say that I'm almost 60 years old. And there's a lot of my classmates that didn't make it. And so I'm embracing that. And the really cool thing about being 60 is that, number 1, people expect you to know things. And so you can pretend that you have wisdom. And I have wisdom about some things, but not all the things, right? We're just blending this into what I want, how I want it to look, and it's a little bit more diffused. Now we're going to come in with this really pretty color called Industrious, and we're just going to put this in the center to the outer corner like that. And we're just going to kind of draw it on, and then we're going to tap it in there. This is just to kind of make this a little bit interesting on that side. See how interesting that looks already? It looks like a little bit of a cat eye. I'm going to go ahead and put it on this side to the middle and out. Most of the colors in the middle. Again, this is called Precipitous. Let me find that banner here, if I can find it. This is our Mood Struck Stick Eyeshadow. So the claim is, with a third-party tester, is that these lasted 24 hours. Well, I'm not going to keep them on 24 hours, but I am going to put them in the sun. They didn't budge. So I know I'll be sweating. So I'm curious to see how they react in the sun and sweating. Super curious about that. So you can build this up a little bit more dramatic. Like if you're going out, I would add a little bit more interest here and really build that up. Now this looks in the camera here, it looks really dark, but in my mirror, it does not. So once I get in the light, it'll be better. All right, now we're going to come in with this color Reverent. As I said, the color Enthusiastic is sold out. So this is a close second. We're going to go ahead. This is the color Reverent. And we're going to put this here on the inner corner. And this is going to be our shimmer. This is going to help draw this eye look forward, and it's going to make our eyes look bigger. That's the thing too. When you are over the age of 60, one of the tricks of the trade is to help your eyes look bigger is to put a light color on the inner corner. Sometimes a dark color is called for, like if you're going for a really dramatic look, but most times a light color will do, and it'll make your eyes look bigger. Same thing with these stick eyeshadows. Once this shadow is in place, it stays. It doesn't move. We're going to just pat this a little bit more. So tip number 1 was celebrate your age. Tip number 2 is to hydrate, or 1A is to make sure you're hydrating, right? Because hydrated skin looks younger. Tip number 2 is to make sure that you conceal your eyelids. That is one of the places where it draws the attention to because of the darkness, because our eyelids get thinner and thinner as we get older. Super fun, right? Oh, the joys. Oh, the joys. And then use a make sure that you use a lighter color in your brow bone area, build it up a little bit, and then add a light color on the inner corner. That's really going to help you. Now we're going to talk a little bit about eyeliner. I know a lot of older people don't like to use eyeliner, but I'm going to show you how you can use it, okay? We're going to go back to the stick eyeshadow, and we're going to come back in with that color. What color is it? What's it called? Precipitous, okay? It's a matte brown. What you can do to kind of add a little bit of interest is take an angled brush like this and add it to the outer corner here, just like where the line is, and just bring it upward a little. If you have texture on your skin like I do, you might have to hold it a little, not pull it, but hold it. Hold it in place and just draw that upwards, like toward your brow, like that. And when you open your eye, you're going to get a little bit of a wing there if you don't like a black. Now, I typically use black as a tie lining, but if I wanted something super light, I would just come in with a brown. If you use a powder eyeshadow, you can get your brush wet and it will provide the same creamy kind of look for you. And it just looks like a little bit of a wing. And then you can come down on the lower lash line if you'd like. But today we're not going to do that because we want a super simple look, okay? All right, let's talk about our face. Let's do our brows first. We'll do our brows super quick. The thing about the brows is, again, they're growing thinner as we get older. And so you want to make sure that when you do your brows, your brow line goes all the way to the end of your eye. That's going to help lift your eye. So this is tip number 2A, because we're still on our eyes. That's going to help lift your eye and make it look more youthful. Already, like, you can see that this eye looks a little bit more alive just because of the brow. All right, we're going to quickly do this one. Doing your brows is like, it's like brushing your teeth. Like you don't always feel like it because you're tired or you're like, does it really matter? Well, of course it matters. Um, but the brows, it really does matter when you step back and look at an eye with and an eye without the brow. It really does make a difference. All right. Brows are done. You can also use you could use this if you wanted. It's just a little bit dark for me. So we're not going to use that. All right. Let's talk about our base face. So we are going to use BB cream in the color Honey. Now, is it available? No, it is not available. Not available at all. But on June 1st, they made an improvement to these. It is now in a pump bottle and now has SPF in it. It is a creamier formula. It is more lightweight. The SPF is super important, especially if you're older. You want to use an SPF. I have not tested it at all. The reason I'm telling you about it is because it goes on sale June 1st, and I am taking pre-orders. I don't consider this a foundation per se because it's super lightweight. It's more of a color corrector. So we're going to use this first, and then you know what? Let's do our highlight first. No, I don't know. What should we do first? Let's do our highlight first. Okay, so when I do my highlight, I like to come in with, I always change my mind what I want to do first. I think I want to highlight first, just because this concealer I'm using is so much lighter. So I want to show you how we can make that look good. I can find, here it is. So now we're going to take a moisturizer. This is my eye cream, and we are going to mix it with the concealer. The reason we're mixing it is because they both have caffeine in it, and it's going to hydrate under the eyes. And then you only use what you need, okay? So what I do to clean up is I just come right here, clean it up. And then for my concealer, I'm just putting it right there. I'm not using a whole lot. Coming here, concealing here, in here, brightening, actually not really concealing. And then I take a damp beauty blender. We're going to add a little bit more to that. We're going to add a little bit of spray to it. Setting spray, actually. And then we just come in and we just set it. So I come down and out to set that, down and out. And that sets it beautifully. It hydrates it because I'm putting eye cream under there. So it's not going to crease or anything under there. If you use this to clean up your makeup, if you just use a concealer before and not use any hydrator, hydration, I should say, what you're doing is just putting more product under your eye without any extra hydration. And as you grow older, you know that you need that. I mean, we've been discussing that. And then I set it with a little bit more setting spray. I just come in and very lightly tap it. I have this line here, so I like to look to make sure there's nothing in there. And if there is, clean it up. It is a line. It's going to sometimes get stuff in there. And then I just set it. And there you go. All right, let's go ahead and use our BB cream now. So the BB cream is going to make my face look very one-dimensional, but we're going to fix that. So let's use this kabuki brush. Shake it up. I don't know if you have to shake the new one. I do know that if I use the shade Taffeta in my foundation, my normal foundation, they're saying I use this color called fair to light. Like I can go in between two shades, which I like because some days my skin looks tanner than others, right? And sometimes if you try and match your skin, like my neck will be tanner than my face. If I try to match that perfectly, it's going to look so fake on my face, and that is not what I want. I do not want my face to look fake. You know what I'm saying? All right, there we go. See, super pretty, very hydrating. It's got so much hydration in it. Let me read you the ingredients in it because I do have them. Let me see. Whoops. Let me put my glasses on so I can see. That's one thing about growing old that I don't like is that the glasses part. Let me see if I can find it. Let's see. So the BB Flawless, the one that I'm using now has, hold on one second. Let me see if I can find it. Has 6 shades. It does not have SPF. It's dewy looking finish, lightweight, quick application, and a squeeze tube. The new one has 9 shades, 30 SPF, transfer resistant, water resistant, sweat resistant, 12-hour wear, which they never said before in the old BB cream. So that's exciting. Mess-free, airless pump, lightweight and creamy, and a dewy finish. So that is so much better than what it is now, right? So I'm excited about that. But now when you get that on, you've got like, this is pretty one-dimensional, and you want to add a little bit of interest or color back into your skin. You want to grab a cream bronzer. Now, if you don't have a cream bronzer, you can create a cream bronzer. Just grab a damp sponge and your powder bronzer that you love and just apply it. Tap it in and apply it. I do have a cream bronzer. This is our color stick. Let me go ahead and, it's called a Bare You color stick. And that's what the new BB cream line is. It will be a Bare You, so hardly any ingredients in it, which I love that. All right, so this is the Bare You color stick, and this is the color Cinnamon Latte. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go slightly above my cheekbone, or where the hollow of my cheek is, and then I'm going to take a brush and I'm going to blend it upwards and into the temple and up to the forehead, just like that. So you can see just like half of my face, this side looks very blah and bland, and this side is already lifted, and that's what that can do for you. And when it's a cream base, then you're getting that extra hydration, which is what we need, right? So as many cream products as you can grab, that's what you can grab, or create your own with, if you have something that you already love, like you already have a bronzer that you love, it just isn't cream based. Can't find the lid of this. Grab a damp beauty blender, make sure you squeeze out all the excess water, and then tap it in and add it just like that. You might have to add a little more to get used to it, but it's an easy fix, super easy fix. All right, and then this one is called Peony Pink, just a beautiful blush color, and we're gonna add that as our blush. We're just gonna do that. This is also a Bare You color stick. Just gonna add that. Now we also have a lighter one that we could add as a highlight, but we're not gonna do that today because we're just going outside, right? I mean, I'm putting makeup on. Might as well, right? Oh my goodness. Okay, so that's step number 3. Make sure that you use a hydrating foundation that has SPF in it. If it does not have SPF in it, add a sunblock before you add, after your moisturizer, before you add your foundation. So my normal foundation, which is a liquid foundation, does not have SPF in it. So when the new SPF comes out, if I want to wear this, I will just add a thin layer of this under it, and it'll just be fine. It'll be great. So that's what I will do when it comes out. Okay. All right. What's the next thing I want to tell you? Oh, your eyes. We're going to go back to the eyes. Make sure, if you like to, I mean, you don't have to, make sure that you use a lash curler. So it takes like 60 seconds, right? 20, 40 seconds on each eye, 20 seconds, which the 20 seconds last forever. I know that it does, but we're going to go ahead and do this. That's probably about 15 seconds. And then you want to use a mascara that is extends your lashes or makes them look fuller, because the fuller your lashes look, the younger you look. So I have this one called Twisted Mascara, and that is way up here, I think. Where is my twisted? Twisted. I don't know where it is. Dip and Draw Epic Twisted Mascara. This is our Twisted Mascara that we're going to use today. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the smaller wand first. It has 2 wands. I'm going to use the smaller wand first, which is really going to separate those lashes and pull them upward and kind of curl them back, which is great. We are going to not put mascara on our bottom lashes. I want to show you the difference that can make. It really makes your eyes look so much whiter because there's nothing here closing them. So my daughter called me last night and said, isn't the trend not to put it on the bottom, and you put it on the bottom? And I said, could be the trend. Could be the new makeup trend. I don't know that, but we'll try it. You want me to try it? She's like, yeah. So I'm like, okay, I'll try it. So that's what I'm doing today. So here we go. Just putting it right on the top. So that's going to pull your lashes out, right? And it's going to give you a very wispy, natural look. But for today, because we're testing things in the sun, I'm going to add the bigger wand just on the outer corner, which is going to give me that cat eye look right here. It's going to really like pull those eyes upward. As you can see, this one's really coming upward versus this one. Little trick I learned from a makeup artist. I learn all kinds of things. I follow so many makeup artists, and then we have some with Unique that just share all their wisdom. It's amazing. There we go, just like that. Okay, so look at that, right? Everything looks more wide. One other trick, now this is completely optional, but one other trick that I wanted to tell you about was to add, if I can find the brush, I thought I took it out. Maybe I didn't. I did. Is to add a flesh color, skin color, I should say, eyeliner on the bottom of your lash line. So we're going to take this one called Deliberate, and we're just going to add a little bit. It's not really my skin color, but we're just going to add a little bit with this brush so you can see how it opens the eye. Does it? I don't know. For me, I don't know. What do you guys think? I don't think it's necessary, but some people like it. And if your eyes aren't big already, maybe it makes them look bigger, but my eyes are pretty big already. So I don't know. What do you guys think? I don't know. All right. And then a great lip combo kind of pulls everything together. I'm actually just going to use lip butter today. This is a combo that my friend Katie, I watched her do this morning. This is the color called Date Night. We're going to just kind of put it here on the lips. So add a great lip. If I was going out and really wanted to like up this look for like a date night or a girls' night out, just lining your lips with this. What I would do is I would add a bright, bold lip and maybe a little bit more dark here in the corner, and that would be my look. This is called Beach Bonfire. These two look really good together. And there you go. What do you guys think? So here are my tips. We will go back through them super quick. Oh, I also like to spray to set everything in place. That way, when I'm outside today, hopefully nothing is going to run. And I'll check in with you guys so you can see how it looks. All right. Tip number 1, celebrate your age. There is many things great about growing older. Put those in the comments for me, okay? Tip number 2, make sure that you use an eye primer or a concealer to get rid of the darkness on your eyelids that happens as we grow older. Tip number 3, use soft matte shadows on your eyes. That's really going to lift your face up, bring everything upward. Make sure that you curl your lashes if you want to, not necessary. And then use a mascara that's going to lift your eyes and really open them up, which would be like a wispy or like put more mascara here in the corners. Tip number 4 is to make sure when you use your concealer that you're also using a hydrating concealer or you're using it in conjunction with the eye cream, which I am doing. Now, our concealer is very hydrating, but these both have caffeine in it, which is going to plump the eye up, which is why I use them together. Learned that from a makeup artist at Unique, actually at convention. And then make sure that when you are putting your foundation on, if your skin here is darker, use a lighter color and then add the color back in with a cream bronzer. Cream is great for skin over 60, which is what I would recommend. Or find your favorite powder, dampen a sponge, tap it in there, and then use it. It becomes a cream. All right. And then tip number 5, if I can find it. I already said this. If you want to use a highlighter, curl your lashes, those types of things. I hope this was helpful. Remember, if you have any questions whatsoever, please don't hesitate to reach out. I love to help women feel confident in their makeup skills, in life in general. So, okay. All right, you guys, I missed you while I was gone. Thanks for hanging out with me today. I hope you have an amazing day, and I will check back with this look to see how it held up. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.